Hey everyone, and a warm welcome back to the channel and another video on my 2019 C43 AMG Coupe. So for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, I've had this car for about a month now, and this is my second Mercedes. I actually did a C450 AMG previously on the channel. That car I completely built, swapped the interior, wheels, loads of exterior stuff. So I'm following a similar build pattern with this car, but I'm starting with exterior stuff. And in the last video, I showed you that we installed these custom BC forged wheels, which I had refinished. So if you haven't checked that video out, definitely go take a look. These wheels came out absolutely awesome. It's a little bit of an overcast day here, so I'm not getting the best light on the car, but outside, these look like, best way to describe it is they look like jewelry. They are absolutely insanely shiny. They almost look chrome. But this is the full polished finish. I haven't really driven the car very much since the suspension install, so I'm not too sure if I'm got any more settling, whether it's going to come down a little bit, or if this is everything that I'm going to get. But regardless, it is sitting so much better with the H&R Sport Springs. As you can see, the front clearance, basically I can't get 2 fingers in, so it's a little bit more than a finger gap on the front, but it is looking 100 times better now that it's got the lowering springs fitted. But today's video, we're going to be on the front of the car. Now, I have some footage which I haven't yet uploaded where I changed the front grille. I previously installed the same style of grille on the C450, which is the GTR grille, and I chose the chrome and black version knowing that I was going to get these polished wheels fitted. So that's the reason I went with the chrome. Just adds a little bit of silver to tie in. So otherwise I would have done the full black, but with the wheels I decided that this would be a better matchup. Also, the front lip, I swapped this out. I did do an install video installing a Brabus style front lip, and I had that on the car for a couple of weeks, and to be honest, I didn't hate it, but the sides of that front lip have got these huge like fins that stick out a really good amount here, and they also come really high. And I don't know, it just didn't flow. Maybe if I had some really aggressive side skirts, it would tie in better. But after having it on the car for a couple of weeks, I just decided that I didn't like the lip. It started to, I don't know, just started to wear on me. So I looked at other options, and I decided that this one in the carbon fiber finish was going to be what I would go with. So I didn't make an install video on this. It's just too easy. It was just jack the car up and install several self-tapping screws on the underside. That's as easy as it gets. But this one has really nice shape to it. You can see how it actually sticks out at the front. Instead of it being like a smooth curve coming around, it actually almost comes to a point. So the carbon fiber is really visible. And obviously now that I'm lowered, it just makes the whole front of the car look even lower, having this lip. So hopefully I will get a little bit more suspension settling. I haven't really driven it at all, and we'll see. We'll see if I get a little bit more from the lowering springs with some drive time. But anyway, today's video, we're going to keep working on the front of the car. I have something that's going to be going right in this area here. So I'm going to show you what I ordered. We'll go over the product, and then we'll go ahead and do a quick install. All right, so these are the products that we're going to be looking at today. These are, as you can see, completely different finishes. I have these, which are in a gloss black plastic, and then these, which are in real carbon fiber. This is not hydro dipped. This is not printed. This is actual real carbon fiber, as you can see from the back there. So it had to be real carbon, otherwise it would have looked weird next to the front lip, because they're going to be directly next to each other. So let's go ahead and take a look at these, because now these ones were only about $30 for the pair. I actually ordered them from China. That was the cheapest way of getting these because there wasn't many options with the sellers that had these in stock. So I decided just to wait a couple of weeks and get these from China. And these ones came from a US seller. So these came super fast. These were about $200 for the pair. So quite a big price difference, $30 and $200. So I'm really hoping that these are going to, these are going to work, because I really do think these are going to look great now that I have the carbon fiber lip. However, I do like the design of these with the scoops, these kind of aggressive air intakes here. So I'm going to give these a shot as well and just see which ones I prefer on the car. So we'll go ahead over to the car, we'll take these and we'll see what the fitment is like. All right, so I have the gloss black ones right here, and you can see how they've pre-applied 3M tape on the back, which if I was to install these, I would need to switch this out because I wouldn't trust the cheap stuff to stick. But you can see here on the design, it has this lip around the outside. So this is designed to basically sit in this pocket here. So it doesn't cover the back area here, it just sits in the pocket. But I did a little test fit on this off camera, and the first thing you can see is how this top edge sits completely proud off the bumper. So that just isn't going to work. And this is in the slot as tight as it goes, because this basically follows the corner here. So right off the bat, we're not looking in good shape with these ones, because this really needs to come in. You see how I got that to flex? So I'd have to probably heat this up and kind of persuade it to come in a little bit and see if I could get the plastic to form a little bit better. But even aside from that, it's hard for you to see on camera, but if you look through that front opening, this whole back area that has the 3M tape, it sits probably about 2 millimeters away from the trim piece. So none of that 3M tape would actually contact that scoop. If I stuck this on, because you can see how it's designed to follow this corner, so this all slots straight into that spot there. There's no wiggle room, there's no other place it can go. That's it in its spot. This doesn't sit against the paint, and the back of it doesn't contact the painted surface at all. So really, if this was to stick, I would have to put 3M tape on this edge here so it would contact on the outside here. That's the only way I could see that actually sticking, because these don't go deep enough to touch this. So this 3M tape would never even touch it. So bit of a fail on these, which is a shame because I think the design actually looks really nice. I like the scoops, but the fitment is not good. So I don't think these are going to work. Maybe you could heat them up and try and bend them a little bit, but I don't think that they're going to work for today. So I'm going to get the carbon fiber ones. We'll sit this up and we'll see how the carbon fiber one fits. Okay, so here is the carbon fiber piece. You can see the weave is going to be a nice match for the front lip. And these ones are much longer, so these will cover also this side area of the trim piece, not just that inside edge. So go ahead and just carefully slide this into place here. Something like that. And that fitment actually looks pretty good. I think the most important thing with this one is going to be to line up this top edge and the back edge here so that it finishes exactly at the edge of the bumper, so that it doesn't look like it's an obvious stick-on piece. Because there is wiggle room with this. You can kind of go up and down a couple of millimeters. You can see that in the light. There is some wiggle room. So I'm just going to have to make sure that I get it 100% lined up so that it looks like it's not a stick-on. So I have some video footage now. I actually just prepped these before sticking them on. So I'll just show you what I've done just to prep these for install. So one thing I did notice when I went to do a test fit was this top edge here, which is visible. You can see where they've kind of trimmed the carbon. You almost have like a white edge where the fibers have been trimmed, and there's no clear coat there obviously because the back is not in any way finished. But I don't want it to have any kind of white edging when you're going to see that top edge when it's stuck to the side of the bumper. So what I've done is I got some of this blue masking tape. This is the sharp line version, so it's got a really good adhesion so that you don't get any bleed through on the edges. And I'm just going to spray this edge with some matte black Rust-Oleum, just the flat black. I don't want any gloss whatsoever. I just want to eliminate any of that white color to the edge. So I'll show you what I'll show you the end result in a moment. I'll mask this up and I'll get back with you once it's sprayed. So now that I have these outside and I'm ready to paint, you can definitely see that white edge a lot better that I'm talking about. That just is not going to look great if you can see that from the top of the bumper, especially because it's on a low part of the car. I just don't want that to be visible. So got some bubble wrap over the top to prevent any overspray, and I'm just going to give it a really light dusting, nothing too heavy, and the flat black should cover this up perfectly. So yeah, just grab the Rust-Oleum can and get to it. So after I just got finished spraying the top edge, I just noticed that the back edge, which also is visible, has the identical scenario with the white on the very edge there. So I'm now spraying up the back side too. So when this goes on the bumper like this, you won't see this edge either. So bit of a pain having to spray these pieces, but I just don't want to put them on and then be looking at anything. And if I nitpick and start looking at things and I'm not happy with it, I know I'll just start wanting to take it off and fix the issue. So better to do a little bit of painting now before I go ahead and 3M tape them onto the bumper. So got these all taped up, ready to spray. I got this propped up so that I can get a good angle on it. So I just put this cap underneath. I already shook this up really good. We should be ready to go. Quick test shot, ready to do it. That's it. That looks good. All right, so we have the piece already prepped. This has actually been drying overnight, so the 3M tape should be stuck really good to the back of the carbon fiber. And what I'm doing is I just wiped down the surface with some paint prep, just like an IPA style of wipe. Clean the surface up, so this is now ready to go. What I'd like to do is pick an edge, and then once it's in its position, pull it out the same way you would do with a spoiler. But I'm not going to be able to do that with this one because these are too far into the edge here. I'd never be able to get my fingers on the back of the tape edge. So I'm just going to have to go full send and peel off all of the tape, line it up with the corner, and then once I've got it slid into the slot there, I'm going to have to just apply pressure and make sure that I have it lined up before I go ahead and stick it. And that's going to be the only way I can do this. So obviously it's a super straightforward install, but you do need to just take time to make sure that you get it 100% straight. So we'll come back in just a second when I have this side installed, and yeah, I'll show you the finished installation. Now you can't tell me that doesn't look pretty damn good. Those fins add a ton of aggression to the side of the bumper here, and I bet out in the sunlight this carbon fiber is going to hit so nicely with the sunlight because these two are right next to each other. So yeah, really pleased with how that looks. So just a small mod, but honestly, the smaller mods are what kind of makes the car, as strange as that kind of sounds. There's obviously big things like the front lip and the wheels. Yes, those are much bigger things, but it's the details like this that really do set the cars apart. When you put two cars next to each other, all the details are what counts. So those are definitely worthwhile, I would say, for the $200 that they cost. They get 2 thumbs up from me. I think the fitment is excellent, and hopefully the carbon fiber is going to hold up in the long term. I will ceramic coat it when I do a full paint correction on the car, which is coming up pretty soon once I'm finished with the exterior stuff. You can see how this car is really quite a nice vibrant blue once the sun hits. In the shade, it's almost like a black color, but as soon as you get the sunlight, it's much more of a vibrant blue. So it's one of the nice things about this color. It has a ton of metallic in it. Oh yeah, you can see from this side, the carbon fiber with the sunlight on it. That looks really sweet. That's a good angle right there. Look how low it looks. Just about a hand. So that's not too low, because if I go any lower, I'd probably end up destroying that front lip in the first week. But that looks low enough without being too low. Yeah, so there we go, guys. Nice little video, little install there. Another modification on the build. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll be back again really soon with some more content. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, anyone who's considered subscribing, I greatly appreciate you. It really helps me out. Anyone who leaves a comment or even messages me, I'll get back to you. All right, I'll speak to you soon.